Hello. Hello. Good day.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, Christy?
I am good, thanks. It's good to see you and hear you.
Yeah. How have you been?
Very good, thanks. Very busy, but very good.
Tell me about it.
How are
I
things going? Are
managed.
you still coaching or are you still involved with
Yes,
athletics?
I am, but it's off season, so I'm really enjoying my off season. I coach
Good.
I coach a fall sport, so I get a little time off.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Do you know how many people will join today? I know we're kind of around holidays.
Yeah, we're expecting a light group. We've been working on some documentation offline so that we can bring those materials, hopefully, to our next working session and really walk through that in more detail. So I do expect this will be light both for the holidays and also because we're sort of trying to pull those materials together before we have some content to dig into.
Oh, okay, excellent. And so can I ask, because I think it's been a couple months since I've attended. I attended last month, but we kind of called the meeting. Ken and I think were the only ones there.
Yep,
But just kind of like status of this project.
it's in slow mode right now
Oh,
as
slow.
Nice.
we
Okay. Hi, Ken.
as we figure out how to um, kind of reposition away from um, um, test result and vaccination credentials to identity for um, the patients or providers. And so that's a kind of a shift as we reposition, then I think we'll come back strong. We're not getting rid of the test result credentials or the vaccination type credentials. We're just trying to figure something that's more pertinent to the market right now.
Okay. Now, I don't know if I brought this up before. I may have, and it might have been a few months ago, but several months ago, I was talking to my brother-in-law who happened to work for a large healthcare system in the Midwest. And he actually is a physician, but before he was a physician, he was in IT. And so his healthcare system asked him to provide feedback for doctors because they were kind of rebuilding their system so that medical records would be accessible to any doctor at any time. And they wanted feedback from the physicians, but he ended up taking on the role as an assistant chief technology officer to help build this program. So can you utilize or have you looked at utilizing this tech just for sharing within a healthcare system between doctors and obviously the patients you would have to, verify or authenticate, or different providers in the healthcare system would have to verify or authenticate. But has that been part of this conversation? That type of model?
As it has, we've focused it because there are some existing standards around health data exchange. We've focused in on trying to tackle the scenario of specifically the patient identity issue,
Oh, okay.
which is half the battle in healthcare. Um, and so that's exactly the scenario that we've been reviewing, and we should have those workflows drafted for our next committee meeting in 2 weeks or so to walk through that and revisit those flows, which are really at the registration desk and the interactions that the patient might have with healthcare providers sort of beyond that registration desk or virtually, right? With the expansion of telehealth services, the know your patient
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
battle is really, really critical. So that's exactly the scenario that we have been exploring, Christy.
Okay, I just wanted to check on that. Thank you. Thanks for
Yeah.
getting me up to speed. And
And
then
we'd be
also he
happy to
said a
have
lot of,
your happy to have them
oh,
join
go ahead.
us.
Well, I did talk with him about that a few months ago, like I said, and he was at that point, I think their main focus is just on doing the um value proposition. Sorry, hold on. My dog is mad. They they see what's going on outside and then they go crazy. Okay, go outside. Um, but anyway, they were still trying to figure out uh well, not figuring it out, kind of selling the value prop to their directors, saying that, and they're still at least a few steps behind this as far as just trying to get records entered into their system in a consistent manner, in a way that they can find some consistency in categorizing them and grouping them and having them accessible to doctors. But I can talk to him specifically about the patient verification aspect, because I don't know that we talked about that specifically, and see if he does want to, if he is interested in joining.
We would love to have their feedback, because, I floated the idea in my small circle in healthcare, and with a couple of different types of agencies, and getting their feedback, of course, is always helpful. So even if it ends up being that he has, I think you said
Yes. Yep.
he has some reservations, learning what those are valuable. So yeah, I think that would be great. If you want to recruit him for our next meeting, we should be ready to walk through those workflows.
Sure. Let me check. I know, yeah, I'd have to check with his schedule. I know that their family's in the middle of a move to another state, and so I just have to see what the status is. I know he's off work this week, going and looking at houses and checking out schools for kids. So,
Okay. Well,
but either way, whether it's
love to
April or
have it.
May,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Okay, yeah, I will let him know.
Cool.
Okay. But I think that other than that, we're sort of in this holding pattern. We're getting the workflows drafted. I got to assign them to a new staff person. It's a learning exercise. And we should be ready to review them at our next meeting. Unless there's any other topics anybody wants to add to our agenda for today or future agendas.
No, this was helpful to me, just to know where we're at in this process again, and see where I can add value, or how I can add value. So thanks.
Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to reviewing those. So whenever you're able to come back, Christy, we'd love to have you and we can walk through that.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you both. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for your time. I hope you enjoy your holiday weeks.
Same
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you.
Do we need to do any spiel, or I think we're good?
I think we're good.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk in 2 weeks. We'll have visuals. It will be exciting. Make sure you come
Awesome.
prepared to brainstorm and discuss, everybody, and we'll see you then.
Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thanks. Take care.
Bye.